2023, we are back with our monthly series, The Month Gone By, where we bring you all the key insights and highlights from the previous month, that's August 2023. For this, we have with us our industry expert, Mr. Arun Malhotra. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us at EV Auto.
Thank you, Shorty.
Yeah. So, I would like to begin with, how the demand momentum has been during the month of August. Probably, we began with the festivities, the first run up to the festivities, the Raksha Bandhan and the festival of Onam in the southern India. So, we have seen good, dispatches from the OEM factories to the dealerships. Probably there are a lot of factors as we have heard about, but how do you see the momentum going towards the next month and a run up to the festive season this year?
Shivani, as you said, the sentiment is really positive, and the month of August has been a great month for passenger vehicle. All-time records, 3.6 lakhs dispatches, and this is coming on the top of good dispatches in June and July. Three of the companies in the passenger vehicle industry, Maruti, Suzuki, Toyota, and Mahindra, have recorded the all-time highest. Retails still around 3.2. There's a gap of 40,000, but I think the sentiment is positive. And one of the litmus tests, I would say, the starting point was the state of Kerala, which festival season Ulu was there. And if industry figures what we've got, the retail this year has been 20% more than last year. So clearly very, very positive. Stocks are high. They are from the region of 7-week stocks. But I think nobody's complaining on that issue because for the last 3-4 years, the industry did not have stock in festival season. Whether the sentiment was low because of COVID or the scenario, or secondly, their production was not keeping pace because of production supply constraints. So the stock build-up of 7 weeks seems to be positive because the festival season is out of the way. As far as two-wheelers are concerned, there also the dispatches have been good. They're in the region of 15.2 lakhs. It used to be somewhere around 13 to 13.5 for the last 3 months. Retails are lower, 12 lakh 20,000, but overall positive. And you must remember, Kerala is not a two-wheeler market. So probably the impact of festival which we are talking in the passenger vehicle is not reflected in the two-wheeler industry. But nothing to complain about. There is positivity clearly moving as two-wheelers is concerned. Commercial vehicles, good growth, 9 to 10% clearly showing across segments. More pronounced in the heavy commercial vehicle segment, which is 12 to 13. The smaller commercial vehicle 8 to 9. So that's the way the industry behaves. And as we move forward, the mood is positive. And I call it also the positive mood is further accentuated or accelerated by the Chandrayaan impact of the G20 impact. That's also playing a positive role.
That's true, that's true. There's excitement everywhere around, and I hope it just turns out well in the upcoming months. So, we have seen green shoots in all the segments as far as the dispatches are concerned. And even for PVs, it was the highest ever month, for the entire year. Because last highest we saw in September 2022, that was 3.58 around that. So this time 3.6. So hopes are high. So next up, I wanted to touch upon how the ecosystem of the auto industry is evolving with so many policy changes that are happening. I mean, not really policy changes, but policy updates that are coming up. Like for example, one of the biggest highlights we saw in the month of August was the Ministry of Heavy Industries, the MHI, announcing an extension of one more year, to the PLI scheme deadline. So the 5-year scheme was supposed to stay from FY23 to FY27, and now it is going to go around till FY28. So they've also made changes to the quarterly incentives will be given rather than the annual incentives that were there before. And one more thing they have added is like the testing agencies, that was ICAT and ARAI. 2 more have been added to that list, so the testing would be faster probably. So with that also we have the FAME 2, the FAME 2 ending up and the FAME 3 coming up. So there are, updates coming up from the policy side. How do you see that, or do you at all see that impacting, on the consumer mindset and consumer demand? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think the government's intention was clearly to make India as a global manufacturing hub, and along with that, reduce dependence on foreign countries, especially China. So the 3 schemes prevailing. One is the production link incentive scheme, which focuses on technology both at the OEM and more at the auto industry level. Then there is the FAME 2 policy which is coming to end, so probably that needs to be revised. And one scheme which is talked less of is advanced cell chemistry, which we talk of technology for battery charging. So some of these three schemes, there is a lot of focus which is happening to align them to make India a global manufacturing hub. ELI, as you mentioned, there were niggling issues. I think there are a lot of processes, systems, start, stops, which were there. It didn't get out to the smoothest of start. But I think with the government interventions now and the meeting which was held with industry captains, I think things will be moving clearly ahead. Now, I think the element which is still a Pandora box is the shifting sands of the technologies of drivetrains or the driving fuel technologies. Initially, there was a view everything will be EVs. That's the direction. But clearly, the passenger vehicle has shown that there is a segment for CNG, there is a segment for uh, electric vehicles, there is a little segment for flex fuels. So clearly, there are much more things. So probably the policy which is there has to be technology agnostic. Also in buses and trucks, although we don't have a scheme for trucks, we have a scheme for buses. Probably EV seems not to be the most appropriate answer. Although there have been a lot of investments planned for this, and hydrogen, this national hydrogen mission which is working on. So if you combine the three schemes well, and you need to also do some course correction, and these start synchronizing, and they start operating like the Trishul or the Tridevs, then we get the real bang for the buck or the benefit. But I think overall it's the right direction. We'll have to do some changes here and there, but I think it's positive for the medium and long term for the industry and for the market.
That's a nice analogy of the Trishuls actually. Like, yeah, that's true. EV is the future, but it is not the only solution. I mean, there has to be a rainbow of technologies,
Absolutely.
a multi-pronged approach that we are already seeing the OEMs taking up,
Absolutely.
right? So next up, like we're already in the month of September. We've just began with the month, and 1 month down the line, we have from 1st October safety norms coming up. Like we have heard about the 6 airbag rule, and then one of the highlights for the month of August was also the BNCAP norms. That's the Bharat New Car Assessment Program based on the global NCAP for testing the cars for their safety. It was long awaited, first of all, so the industry is happy that it's there. But how do you see that going around? You know, how influential or how essential is it for road safety in India for the consumers directly?
So safety journey, as far as the focus of the government was, has started about 2 to 3 years back. In terms of various norms being put, whether in terms of braking, whether in terms of seat belts, whether in terms of sensors for finding out that are you driving on the wrong side or you're reversing or over speeding. So there have been clearly initiatives on this direction. And these two initiatives which Shivani talked of, the 6 airbags and the NCAP, which is going to come to India, which has become an integral part of industry, although it's said it is not mandatory yet, but ultimately I think most people have to abide by it. So all this puts us at the global level in comparison with the best world. But that's the positive point. Let me play the devil's advocate for that. Anything which you're introducing, which you're incorporating, just to take an example of the 6 airbags, the rear seat belts have been incorporated in the country airbag. And unless you utilize the rear seat belts, the airbags, the additional 4 bags have no relevance. And what we have seen on a very, I would say on an optimistic basis, if I were to put a figure, the utilization or the adherence to the rear seat belts is hardly 2%. So what's the use of this 4 bags? So I think there's a big movement required in the country. One is in terms of educating and enlightening people, a mindset change which is required. Second is the policies clearly spelled out. And if need be, how do people comply with the policies, and people who don't comply, they are either fined or they are given that push. So this is important. Unless this change takes place, all our effort, all our investments for making safety as a priority thing will not work. So action on quality of roads, action on rules to be observed on roads, action on people who sit in the vehicle have to start observing basic norms. All these things when they combine together, then the benefit comes. So that's, I think, a journey which has to go parallelly, and somehow this journey has not got at the pace which one would expect.
Yeah, plus consumer awareness that has to come from within, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the life cannot be so
There is no answer.
cheap. Yeah, right. So there's again no one solution. It has to be multiple factors there. And just one last thing before we end this, sir. How do you see the festive season turning out? You know, the next 2 months, October and November. I mean, the hopes are high. Everything seems positive. But do you see any kind of challenges, or it's going to be the best ever?
So, most of the things are positive. Kerala has started the positive momentum, our GDP is growing faster, inquiries are good if you talk to finance companies. There could be one dampener, and that could be for 2 years more, is this uncertainty on the monsoon, because monsoon has not been great in August. But I won't overplay that point of time, generally less getting taken care of. We've seen the Indian economy is getting less and less impacted by the monsoon, especially with passenger vehicles. So that's a positive sign. Clearly the stocks are there, both at the company and the dealership. And there is a buzz of positivity that this time we get maximized. And this time in the festival season, everybody should be able to get a vehicle of his or her choice. That's the way to look at it. So fingers crossed, but things seem to be very, very positive.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a better season this year. So customer demand is positive, new vehicles are out, and we're all moving in a positive direction. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us your time, sir. And thank you so much for watching us. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.
Thank you.